I am making a Blue Eyes deck since I finally managed to get everything I needed for the deck, and I'm currently also working on building a Dark Magician deck. But I figured for now I'd go ahead and make a Blue Eyes deck profile. Mainly because I took it to my locals and ended up getting 3rd place. And I beat someone playing Dark Magician, ironically, round 1. Then I won against Dark World, and then I lost against Tier Element. But starting off with the monsters, I play 3 copies of Maiden with Eyes of Blue. Maiden has the effect of once per turn. See if I can get some of the glare off. Okay, there. Maiden has the effect that once per turn, if it's targeted by a card effect, you can activate its effect, summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or extra deck, hand, deck, or graveyard. And then, if it's targeted for an attack, you can summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard, switch the card to defense position, and then change the attack target to the summoned Blue Eyes. And you can only use each effect of Maiden once per turn. And my favorite thing is the normal summon Maiden and target it with the effect of Sage with Eyes of Blue. Which Sage with Eyes of Blue has the effect that you can target one face-up monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your... or special summon a Blue Eyes monster from... what was it? From your deck? Yeah, you can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck. And then if it's normal summoned, you can add a level 1 Light Tuner from your deck to your hand. Then, for those level 1 Light Tuners, I play 3 copies of the Whitestone Legend. This just lets you add a Blue Eyes when sent to the graveyard. 3 copies of the Whitestone of Ancients. During the end phase of the turn, this card is sent to the graveyard. You can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard to be able to target a Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard and return it to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. Alright, so I believe that's there. Yeah. Then I play 3 copies of Assault Synchron. Assault Synchron is in this deck just because it helps to enable level 10 Synchro plays. And then I play 2 copies of Dragon Spirit of White. Dragon Spirit of White is always treated as a Blue Eyes monster, and it is treated as a normal monster while it's in your hand or graveyard. And then it has the effect of when it is normal or special summoned, you target one spot trap your opponent controls, banish it. And then if your opponent controls a monster, you can quick effect, tribute it to be able to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. Then I also play 2 copies of Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Blue Eyes Jet Dragon can be special summoned from your hand when a card on the field is destroyed, or graveyard. And then while it's on the field, other cards you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then, if you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your graveyard, if this card battles, you can target one card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. Speaking of which, I play 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is in here because you cannot play Blue Eyes without playing the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And to finish off the monsters, I also play 3 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Alternative White Dragon is always treated as Blue Eyes White Dragon while in the field or in graveyard. And then you can reveal Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand, special summon this card. And then once per turn, you target one card on your opponent's one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. However, Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon cannot attack the turn this effect is used. And you can only use each effect of Alternative Dragon once per turn. The main thing is that it's a Blue Eyes White Dragon you can easily summon and be able to destroy one card your opponent controls. Moving on to the spells, I play 1 copy of Vision with Eyes of Blue. Vision with Eyes of Blue lets you, or when it's activated, lets you reveal a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand, and then you can special summon a monster from your hand. However, that has an optional effect, so you can activate it if you don't control a Blue Eye, or have a Blue Eyes in hand. But its other effect lets you target one card, a monster you control, return it to hand, and then you can apply one of 2 effects depending on what that monster was. Which if it was Blue Eyes White Dragon, you special summon a monster from your hand. If it was a monster other than Blue Eyes White Dragon, you special summon a Blue Eyes from your hand. Which my favorite thing to do with this is actually targeting Maiden with Eyes of Blue, as it will target, and then you can return Maiden to hand, and then even if you don't have anything in your hand to summon, you still get to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. And you can only use each effect of Vision with Eyes of Blue once per turn. Then also play 2 copies of Ultimate Fusion. Ultimate Fusion has the effect of during the main phase, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck by using, or that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon material by shuffling the fusion materials from your hand, field, or graveyard into the deck, and then you can destroy cards on your opponent controls for each face-up monster that was used for the fusion summoning. So if you control 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, activate this, summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, you then get to destroy 3 cards your opponent controls. And you can only activate 1 Ultimate Fusion per turn, but it's a quick play spell, so why not? Then I also play 2 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords. Return of the Dragon Lords, it lets you target a level 7 or 8 dragon in your graveyard, special summon it, and then you can banish this card from your graveyard to prevent a dragon monster or monsters you control from being destroyed by battle or card effect. Then I play 3 copies of Cards of Consonance. This lets you discard a Dragon Tuner with 1,000 or less attack to draw 2 cards. Then I play 3 copies of Trade-In. This lets you discard a level 8 monster, draw 2 cards. Then I play 3 copies of Tuning. Tuning lets you add a Synchron Tuner from your deck to your hand, and then you send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This just lets you search for Assault Synchron. That's all this card does. And to finish off the main deck, I play 3 copies of Bingo Machine Go. Bingo Machine Go lets you reveal 3 cards from your deck that mention at least that are either Blue Eyes as either a Blue Eyes monster or a spell trap that specifically mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Except for another Bingo Machine Go. You reveal 3, your opponent chooses one at random to add to your hand, and the other 2 are shuffled back into your deck. And you can only activate 1 Bingo Machine Go per turn. And that is it for the main deck. Do not want to lose any of these cards. Moving on to the extra deck. For the extra deck, I play 1 copy of Link Karibo. This is mainly just in here because of how sometimes the best you can do is normal summon a stone and make this. And also Link Karibo is very good because if it's in your graveyard, you can tribute, or normally you tribute or send. You tribute a level 1 monster you control, summon this card back from your graveyard. However, you can only summon it once per turn this way. Then I play 1 copy of Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. This monster can be fusion summoned by sending 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your field to the graveyard, so you don't have to actually activate Ultimate Fusion for it. And then it gets 2 attacks per turn. Cannot be destroyed in battle. And then at the end of the damage step, this card attacks an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by that battle. You can banish that opponent's monster. So your opponent has something that has the effect that it can't be destroyed in battle, or it's actually bigger than Blue Eyes Twin Burst. You can attack it, Twin Burst won't die, and then it can banish that monster. Then I also play 1 copy of Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, just because I had an open spot and genuinely didn't know what I should put in. I'll probably end up taking out Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon for some rank 8 that I think would be beneficial. Then I also play 3 copies of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon has the effect that at the start of damage step, if this is the only card you control, or the only face-up card you control, and this fusion summoned card attacks, you can send a Blue Eyes fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard to make this card be able to attack again in a row. And then you can only use this effect of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon up to twice per turn. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue Eyes monster you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard. You negate the activation of that. And if you do, destroy that card. So usually what I'll do with this is have it attack, send 2 other Neo Ultimate Dragons to the graveyard, just so that their grave effects will be active. So that if my opponent tries to imperm a dragon, I can just banish Neo from grave and negate the imperm. Then I also play one copy of Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Although personally I feel like these two should have had their names swapped. But oh well. Alternative Ultimate Dragon has the effect of your opponent cannot target or destroy this card with card effects. Once per turn, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. And then if this card was fusion summoned using a monster's original name is Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, you can use this effect up to thrice per turn. Or thrice per turn. I cannot read. You can target up to 3 cards your opponent controls instead of just 1. However, this card cannot attack the turn this effect is used. Then I play 2 copies of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Spirit Dragon makes so that neither player can special summon more than 2 monsters at once, which this was honestly mainly used to counter the pendulum mechanic back when pendulum was broken. And then if your opponent activates a card or effect in the graveyard, cough, cough, tear lament, cough, you can negate the effect of the activation of that effect and just negate the activation. And then during your opponent's turn, if your opponent controls a monster, quick effect, or do they have to control a monster? I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of Dragon Spirit of White. No. Quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon a level 10, what was it, level 9? You special summon a Light Dragon Synchro from your extra and defense position to destroy during the end phase. Blech. I thought I had this card's effect memorized. I did not. So just recap, neither player can special summon more than 2 or more monsters at once. It's a graveyard negation, and it can special tribute itself to summon a Light Dragon from the extra deck by destroying it during the end phase. Then I play 2 copies of Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. Azure Eyes has the effect of when this card is special summoned, dragon monsters you can currently control cannot be destroyed or targeted by card effects. And then during your standby phase, you can special summon a normal monster. You special summon a normal monster from your graveyard. Then I play 1 copy of Baron de Fleur. It's just a once on the field Omni Negate that can once per turn target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. And that, as well as having the ability of during your standby phase, you can put it back in your extra deck, target a level 9 or lower monster in your graveyard, and special summon it. Which most people won't use that effect unless they know they'll be able to summon Baron again. Then I play 1 copy of Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel has the effect of when it's special summoned, you can target 1 card on the field, banish it, and then depending on whether or not you use light or dark tuner or monsters where it's synchro summon, depends on which effects it has. Which you can also treat any light or dark monster as a tuner for its synchro summon. But if you use a light monster, synchro monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated monster effects. And if you use dark